Oh boy, some of you are not gonna like this one. What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. And listen, this one is a doozy. Now, this episode was a lot more laid back as they go through free agency and they try to get people signed. It's really awesome seeing that environment of the GM and all the front office guys in the room discussing who they want to pick up and going through the stress of talking to agents and having to wait on numbers, having to wait on the approval, and during that waiting process you have other candidates that are coming off the board, but you're trying to stick with the candidate that you're on now, and the stress of losing out on all of them is, I get it's pretty stressful. And a lot of these candidates obviously had other offers from other teams, so you kind of have to be the highest bidder or the best situation for that player for them to come to you. And you guys know that the Giants aren't in a great situation right now, so the only way we're gonna get guys into the building is money, because money is going to talk. Now, there were two big questions that are starting to get answered, and one came to its conclusion, and that was Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley did not lie. It is 100% confirmed. When we saw the preview episode in episode 3, last episode, we saw Joe Schoen say, if I offer 12.5 APY, 25 guaranteed on a 3-year deal, he'll be a Giant right now. They kind of made it seem like he was talking to the front office guys, or the Giants front office guys, when trying to bring back Saquon Barkley, as if it was almost a contract offer, but that was not the case whatsoever, as I predicted. I don't know why my camera looks like it's tilted. What's going on here? I don't get it. Disregard that, but that was Joe Schoen talking to Ed Berry, that was Saquon Barkley's either his asking price or what he's been offered recently by other teams. The only teams that we heard that were interested were Chicago and Philadelphia. Chicago ultimately ended up with DeAndre Swift, and Philadelphia ultimately ended up with Saquon Barkley. Now, when Joe Schoen heard this number and he wrote it down, and he said, if I offered him that, he'll be a Giant, Joe Schoen said, I was under the understanding that if we match Saquon's offer, he would pick us. Like, we are the priority to come back to the Giants. But that did not sound like that was the intention of Saquon Barkley, as Joe Schoen, after the phone call with Ed Berry, talked to John Mara and discussing the conversation he just had with Saquon Barkley's agent, and reiterated what Ed Berry said that we didn't hear.
I told the agent, I said, if we match that deal, he's going to be a Giant. And he's like, well, I'm not saying that. He's like, we got a lot of work to do if that happens.
So it sounds very clear that Joe Schoen knows, or Joe Schoen came to the conclusion that Saquon Barkley was not coming to the Giants if the offers were the same. You would either have to go way beyond the offer and do more than that to get Saquon to stay, or he was out of there. It seemed like Saquon Barkley was more set on leaving than staying. So did Saquon Barkley lie about a contract offer? No. Did Saquon Barkley lie about wanting to be a Giant for life? I don't think that's still a lie either. You could want to be somewhere forever, but if the situation just isn't lining up for you, you're not going to take a penny over a dime. At the end of the day, Saquon Barkley did get more than the Giants were ever willing to offer, so good on him for getting his money at a running back position that does not get much. And we'll get to the next question that's going to be answered towards the end, so stick around for that. So like I said, this was more of a laid-back episode, not too much information to go on, but we did get some key facts about free agency and when the Giants were negotiating for the guys that we brought in so far. Jon Runyan was initially offered by the Jets a 3-year, $9 million APY, but the Giants had to up the offer up to $1 million every year to compensate for the mutual connection of Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator over there with the Jets. Next, they really wanted to focus on offensive line, so they stuck with it, and they really wanted to target Jermaine Illuminor. I believe they said, I have to go back and check, I believe they said that was one of the top offensive lineman in free agency right now for them. And I believe it was Chris Rossetti that said, listen, you have your right tackle or left guard, your starting left tackle or right guard, like right there in Jermaine Illuminor. Like, he's a plug-and-play player. And I could be wrong again. I think I'm misremembering. I think it was also Chris Rossetti or somebody else maybe that said that they could build with 3 core players. That being Andrew Thomas, JMS, and John Runyon. Evan Neal was not part of that. And Jermaine Illuminor had an offer from Arizona, I believe, or at least they were interested, and the Giants were able to get him from them. And then it showed the Giants having interest in Devin Singletary and him being the free agent target to replace Saquon Barkley. John Mara came in after the news with Saquon Barkley, and he just looked absolutely heartbroken. Also, Hard Knocks did a good job editing what he said in last week's episode, where he said this.
I'm gonna have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes.
And instead, he said this.
I'm gonna have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia, I'll tell you that.
Now, that kind of eases it up a little bit, as it almost looked like John Mara was trying to force Saquon Barkley back, but at the same time, just by his body language, it still looked like John Mara used every opportunity. Every time he was in the room with Joe Shane, he just couldn't stop yapping about Saquon Barkley and wanting to bring him back. And just as we guessed it, he is the most popular player by far. And that's the only reason why John Mara wanted to keep him. It's not really for what he adds to the team or anything like that. John Mara would have shelled out and broke the bank for Saquon Barkley because of his name and not because of what he's going to be producing. John Mara has the same mindset of Jerry Jones, but not as popular. I know it's crazy to say, but the biggest part of episode 3 was the preview of episode 4. Watch this.
Daniels, have you guys seen enough that you would trade up for him?
Daniels?
Yeah, I would.
If we are about to pull this deal off, I'm gonna have palpitations.
We don't get a quarterback here. We're rolling with Daniel, and we're going to try to get him a weapon. We good with that?
Yep.
So you got Brian Dable saying that he would trade up for Jaden Daniels, and we don't know if they're going to bring up any other quarterbacks for that matter. And then we have Joe Shane saying, if we don't get quarterback here, I guess we're rolling with Daniel Jones. I did not think Hard Knocks would actually put this in, or the Giants would even allow this to be put in, but it seems like they're going to do it. They're going to go full send next episode. Next episode is going to definitely split Twitter in half again. There's going to be the guys that will not concede the fact that Joe Shane and the Giants were trying to trade up for a quarterback in this draft. They will not concede it. Episode 4 is going to change a lot of viewpoints and really clear things up. Now, what I'm really looking forward to is how they are going to go about doing it. How are they going to go about talking about the trade up for a quarterback? Are we going to see Minnesota's side as well? Because it was kind of a race between Minnesota and the Giants to get to that number 3 spot where New England was picking. But we knew New England was going to take the quarterback that we wanted, right? So it wasn't going to happen anyway, to be honest with you. There was nothing the Giants could have offered to get Drake May off the eyes of New England. But I'm really looking forward to episode 4. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. And listen, guys, I just want to tell you, in August, things are going to change on this channel. When the preseason games roll out, we're going to be doing film on all the players that you want to see. It will be just all 22, not even me talking, making the video. I'm going to provide you guys with film so you guys can watch the players out there. I'm going to be trying to do as much, key players as I can so you guys can have that. I'll be making some more edited videos, more short docs. I've got a couple sponsors I'm rolling out. I got a couple shows I'm going to be on. This August, from now on, is going to change this channel, and I'm so excited, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So continue the support, guys. You guys are continuing to change my life, and I'm going to be continuing to give you the best content I can possibly do. So that being said, like I said, like this video, comment, share this video, subscribe if you guys are new, join the membership if you guys are interested in supporting the channel. And that being said, I am KB, and I will see you guys in the next video. Woo!